Hi and welcome back to Games Web. Today we're going to carry on our usual look at Warhammer 40,000 Conquest from Hacette, Partworks and Games Workshop, and we're up to issue 33. Okay, so we've got some brand new scenery in the form of the Thermic Plasma Conduits. These normally retail for £22.99 for 2 lots of those, 2 lots of those. So basically if you buy 2 of these magazines, you're saving yourself nearly £5 if you buy 2 of these magazines. We'll have a quick look at the sprue first, then we'll look into the magazine itself. Okay, so it's quite easy to put together, and once they're actually together, they look very good. Normally it comes in two sections. This section is one sprue, this section is another sprue, and you get 4 sprues altogether in the box. And the assembly instructions. The only thing I don't like about Games Workshop's terrain, because the terrain is amazing, is the fact that they put skulls and aquillas everywhere. But this one isn't too bad. There's no skulls that I can see, and the only iconography is these. Sorry, these are the only skulls I can actually see, which are those 2 wee ones, and they've got like servitor skull type things on them. The reason I don't like lots of aquillas and skulls is if I want to use the terrain for another game, I've got to then spend the next hour or 2 filing all the stuff down, sanding it and getting it ready to play with. Okay, so they're pretty straightforward to assemble, as you'll see when we come to the assembly instructions that are inside the magazine. So without further ado, we'll jump into the magazine. As I say, issue 33. This we're going to look at Space Marine chapter masters, painting your terrain and using barricades in games. Now, the good thing about these plasma conduits is if you're playing a game other than Warhammer 40,000, if you're playing, say, the Batman game, you can put these on top of buildings. They make really good vents on top of buildings. They look brilliant. Okay, so on the back of the magazine, we have issues 34 and 35. In issue 34, we're getting our new Death Guard villains, rules for psychers and new missions. And then issue 35, we have our new Primaris Chaplain. And that'll give us information on Space Marine Chaplains, detailed paint guide, and another new mission. Okay, so let's jump straight into the magazine again. Okay, so Chapter Masters. Chapter Masters are basically the Space Marines of legendary renown who rise through the ranks of the Space Marines to lead their chapter. So the most prominent one that springs to mind is Manius Calgar from the Ultramarines, who is the first Space Marine to actually undergo the transformation from a normal Marine into a Primaris. That was retconned very, very recently, only about 12 months ago that was done. We've got the Chapter Masters, and they are more than just mere warriors, as it says here. These are the guys who are legends. Legends are made about them. So we've got Pedro Cantor of the Crimson Fists, High Marshal Helbrecht from the Black Templars, and Kavan Shrike from the Raven Guard. A couple of others, we have people like Space Wolves have a Chapter Master, or I think he's actually called a Rune Master, which is not Lemon Russ, because he's the Primarch. Ragnar Batman, he's the leader of the de facto leader of the Space Wolves. Okay, so then Space Marine Honor Guard. Honor Guards have a duty to protect high-ranking individuals in the chapter. They are also like the most elite of the chapter, and they've seen many, many campaigns throughout the years and decades and centuries even of dedication. Space Marines can live for a long, long time. Space Marines can live for thousands of years. Although they don't really live as such, they just serve. They don't actually have a life. They don't forge families and friendships apart from with other brother Space Marines. Okay, so here's a bit more details on the Honor Guard. Now, the recently released Manius Calgar comes with an Honor Guard. Cities of the Imperium. So this is just quickly taking a look at some of the more popular cities of the Imperium. The cities in the Imperium tend to host stupid numbers of people. There are over 7 billion people living on Earth at the moment, and we're overcrowded. Some of the cities in the Imperium have that many in a city. Some of the hive worlds have upwards of 100 billion people living in them. Okay, so Death from Above. Basically, this is talking about the Blood Angels, who are extremely good at aerial tactical warfare, using their Red Tide, which they just, the Storm Raven gunships, they just sweep in and obliterate whatever they can as needed. Okay, so how to build our Thermic Plasma Conduits. Now, this isn't a snap fix like a lot of stuff in Conquest. This is actually one that you have to use glue. So be careful using solvents, because you need to use them in a well-ventilated area. Just follow the instructions. And again, we've got our step-by-step guide on how to actually build them. How to paint your thermal plasma conduits. Good idea is to paint it with lead belcher and then give it a wash of Nuln Oil and then highlight it with Agraxo shade. So they're doing it. They're doing the Retributor armor for all the gold parts. Now, I don't normally paint mine gold, I just leave them silver. And there we go, Agraxo shade, and done. That's 3 simple steps and it's all out of the way. 4 simple steps, sorry. Barricades and conduits, so use rules for terrain, conduits in play, how we use them, protect the pipeline, which is a basic mission, and drain the power, which is another mission. And that brings us back to the end of the magazine. Okay, so nice, short and simple. So that's a quick look at issue 33. Looking forward to issue 34 when we get to see our new Death Guard bad guys, which will be quite cool. They're very similar to the issue for the Primaris Marines, which came a few weeks ago with the Primaris Lieutenant and Sergeant. And we should be getting, in a few issues' time, we should be getting a standard bearer and another captain, I think. And I think it's about 5 issues' time we get our next big tank. Okay, so as always, I've been Mark. If you like this video, please like and subscribe and share if possible. It helps us because we're still only a fledgling channel. We've only been going for just over 8 months, and 99% of the content is done by myself, normally in my lunch hour. So until next time, thanks for tuning in and goodbye.
Visit gamersweb.co.uk for the latest news, reviews, gossip, cosplay and much, much more.